Welcome back to the Kawiki Driver Development Program YouTube channel. I'm Casey Campbell. Thanks for tuning in. Please be joined by one of our finalists. It's Ty Fredrickson from Webster, Minnesota. How's it going, bud?
It's going good. How about you?
Doing well. So I know it has not been the best few weeks, but came back, finished a solid P2 in the Tundra race at Dells, and you got your points lead back too.
Yeah, we've had a unfortunate couple of weeks, but we're starting to get back to it with the second place run at the Dells. We went into the Dells 16 back in points to the leader, and then we came out 18 ahead of or 18 ahead of second. So that was a really good points day for us.
Yeah. Because it could potentially obviously set you up for, obviously there's only, hard to believe. I know we're in July, but I know I know there's still two races left. I know it's kind of spread out for both of them, but it's not too early to start talking about, obviously looking at the championship. You're currently leading, and the next two races are at a place you've won at before.
Yeah, we're pretty good at Golden Sands, and I've won there twice already this year, and then hopefully we can do good for the Tundra races too.
Yeah. So, and of course, also you're leading, I believe, in the Dell's the Alive for Five point standings as well. I know you got a top 10 last time, but you're still hanging on to that thing.
Yeah, we've had the first two Alive for Five races were pretty good for us, but the last one was a little rough, but we still got a points lead by a decent amount, so we just gotta be consistent top threes, and I think we'll be able to get the championship.
No, really, just what have the last few weeks just kind of described everybody? What were they like for you?
Starting off at Madison when we're pretty fast. We finished fourth in the first stage. Then our battery died, so we weren't able to finish the race. And then Milwaukee, we ran over a piece of debris and the left rear tire went flat going into turn one. And Milwaukee is a place we do not want to crash, and it totaled the car. But we got it. We got a 20-year-old car. We got that going, and then it's been pretty decent to us.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, also, I know you're in the process of potentially getting rebuilding one or getting one. How's that been? What's that been like?
Yeah, we're getting some new cars. But the 20-year-old one we got right now is pretty good, and it definitely turns really good through the corner. So hopefully the new cars we're getting do that, and looking forward to it.
Did you name that car?
No, but my dad, I forgot what my dad named it, but my dad always names every single one of our cars we get.
Yeah, that's a suspicion with you drivers that I've learned. It's like you guys always name, especially with the late models and stuff. You guys always name them. So we'll you'll have to get back at me and when what you decide to name the new ones you get. So over I mean, let's talk about like, from the next few weeks. This week is obviously jam-packed. I know, obviously with today at time of recording being Slinger Nationals, I know unfortunately you're not down there. But you'll be at Grundy County for the next ASA Midwest Tour race. It's been a while. It's been over a month since you guys have been out on track at that series. It's gonna be like going down to. Have you been to Grundy County before? Is this your first time?
It'll be my first time there in general, and I've been watching races there, seeing what it's like, and it looks like a pretty fun racetrack. Looking forward to it. I'm not looking forward to the 8 hour long drive to get there, but I think it'll be a good race.
Yeah. It's because I know a lot of people don't remember. You are only 15 years old and you're going to a lot of these places for the very first time. So what's that been like? I mean, I know that a lot of the times that you've been somewhere, you've just gone and you just won. But what's it been like just to learn a lot of these tracks, even though some have worked out well for you, and then just some are just maybe a struggle at first.
So when we get to the racetrack for the first time, me and my dad go a lap around the track with the golf cart, and he tells me everything he's learned about the racetrack in his 20 plus years of experience. So he just puts everything he's learned into my head, and then I just gotta do my job driving the car to hit those marks and give good feedback to my dad so we can make the car faster. And we've done pretty good so far.
Yeah. What has it been, what's it been like just, been working with your dad on this? And I know that I know your dad might be coming back to the car in a few months.
Yeah, we're thinking about it. Since we crashed that last car, we're down to only one super, but he wants to run the Thunderstruck Memorial Race because that means a lot to him because Dan Ryan was one of his mentors,
Yeah,
and depending on how the points is for the Midwest Tour race, he would like to run that race.
absolutely. I know you mentioned some of the things. I know you got some big events coming up in terms of the charitable stuff coming up around I believe around Elko, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we're gonna have some people who are affected by ALS come out to the races, and
Yeah,
we got two suites booked out for them. So,
awesome.
and then we're gonna take them around the pits and show them what racing is like. And the rooms are AC controlled, so it won't get too hot or too cold. And
Yeah.
we'll have a catering for them too from one of my sponsors, Rack Shack Barbecue. So
Mhm.
we're just gonna show them a good time at the racetrack.
Yeah. Also, how is your just overall, just how has your kind of year been overall since being in the program and stuff?
It's super cool being able to engage with all these the people on the Quickie driver development program. Um, and then my friendship with Max and Levon has been pretty good. We've been talking at some of the races on the the Quickie program and talking about how our cars is, and we've all had a good mutual friendship.
That's awesome. Um, okay, so of course you got a few racetracks coming up, of course, Grundy this weekend. But what are the next few weeks gonna be like for you?
There, this is probably the busiest few weeks we're gonna have all year, because the midweek race at La Crosse Fairground Speedway, my dad would love to go to that race because that's his favorite racetrack of all time. Like he he could go to Daytona or any racetrack in his whole life, and La Crosse will always be his favorite, so he really wants to go there.
Yeah, that's of course and of course he'll be at that big thing down in La Crosse every October. Of course, I'm talking about Oktoberfest too. Of course, that closes out the Midwest Tour Championship. But that's going to be a massive, massive weekend as well. Um, so and of course Golden Sands coming up with the Tundra race, and then a bunch of Midwest Tour races coming up in August.
Yeah, we gotta. We're coming. I feels like we're going to coming to the closing parts of the year, but well, the Midwest Tour still got a lot of races left, but the Alive for Five series is almost at an end. The Tundra series is almost at an end, so we just gotta keep on keeping on and do pretty good in those last two races, and so we can maintain the points lead and end up winning a championship, hopefully.
Absolutely. All right. All right, Ty. I feel like we need to get to know you a little bit more. So I'll ask you the same 10 questions I asked if you watched the Max Kaler interview a few weeks ago. Here we go. Okay. So Ty, do you feel like you could get more things done in the morning or at night?
Night for sure. I'm not a morning person at all.
What's the hardest class you've ever taken?
Digital art. I'm terrible at drawing.
There's more hard classes along the way. I know you're online, but there's gonna be some more along the way. Um, okay, what is a food that you will never eat?
Brussels sprouts. They look gross and they smell gross.
Okay, good enough. What's the biggest thing people don't understand about short track racing?
That just about every top level NASCAR driver has been in the short track in his life, and Kyle Busch still runs short track sometimes, and it's not easy for him, you know. He's struggling to do pretty good in that. So it just shows that short track racing is probably one of the harder um, aspects of racing there is.
Yeah, I mean, of course, of course we saw that last week at Oxford. So, what's the biggest thing on your bucket list right now?
The biggest thing on my bucket list is just to win the championships I have the chance at the end of the year. But my overall bucket list for racing is probably winning the snowball derby.
Okay. Are you going to be down? Are you going to be down in the down in that deal down in Pensacola in December?
Depends how we're sitting with how our race cars are and the financial wise too.
Of course, we'll keep you updated on that. Okay. What are three things you can't live without, Ty?
My phone, racing,
Yeah.
and my family.
Awesome. Rank your top five eating places or your top five favorite foods.
Um, my favorite food is by far buffalo wings. I probably have buffalo wings 4 days a week.
Okay.
And then I really like pickles. Those are probably one of my
Yeah,
favorites
I've
too.
been getting to eat those things too.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah, they are pretty good.
And then probably say quick trip cheeseburgers. I have a few of those too.
Yeah, we don't have Quick Trip up here. Up here, I'm only in Michigan. We don't have any Quick Trips. We might
Yeah.
be getting some Sheetses though, but that's besides the point. What else? Two more.
Um, Slim Jims are pretty decent. I probably won't ever turn down a Slim Jim.
I don't think you can.
Um,
Hmm.
I don't know my last one. I don't eat that many different foods. It's just five
Are
or
you picky?
the
Are you a
four
picky eater,
basics.
Ty?
Very picky.
Okay. Yeah, me too. I think we all are at some point. What's the proudest accomplishment you've ever had?
I
This could
think
be in
winning
racing or
the
this could be anything.
I think winning the icebreaker race is pretty big because that's one of the bigger series and all the top guys are there. And me being 15 years old, or yeah, I was 15 years old when I won that. It's pretty cool.
And you're also the youngest ever winner. When you won that race, you also became the youngest ever winner in the program in the history of the program at 15 days, 0 months, and 28 days.
It's pretty cool.
15 years, 0 months, and 28 days.
It's
So
pretty
it is. Um, where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
oof. Um, Hopefully if the NASCAR things work, I'll probably see myself either maybe doing that in the trucks or just short track racing like I have been.
Yeah. And finally, if you could tell your younger self something, what would you tell young Ty?
I'd probably tell myself that I should have started racing late models when I was 13 because I think I had like the same amount of experience as I did, but when I started when at 14, I just wish I would have done it then so I'd have a year or I could be even younger, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, man, I mean, you're still pretty, I mean, you're only 15 years old. Just remember that. So, um, but you're doing pretty well right now. So, all right. Well, Ty, thanks as always for the time, and we will best of luck at Grundy County. We'll catch up with you later on in the year.
Thank you.